Hey guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Light No Fire. So yeah, this game just came out of nowhere. It's made by Hello Games. So if you guys aren't familiar with Hello Games actually made No Man's Sky. Unfortunately, that game had a rough launch, but man, if you kept at it, like, No Man's Sky is a pretty solid game now. And this new game has a lot of similarities to it, and I think Hello Games is like doing the right thing with this game. So let's dive into this. So Light No Fire is a game about adventure, building, survival, and exploration together, set on a fantasy planet the size of Earth. So I definitely like the smaller scale, because that was one of the biggest issues I had with No Man's Sky. That game is freaking huge. It's huge. This game still looks big. Like, it's probably going to be bigger than Skyrim just by looking at the trailers and stuff. But yeah, the game still looks big enough. Like, honestly, if I can get 40 hours of gameplay, the game's big enough. And the one thing that I really like that I've seen so far is the aesthetics. It still has that No Man's Sky like look to it, but I like the fantasy aspect. Like, I'm more into the fantasy aspect than what do you call it, the sci-fi. But yeah, this game looks really good. Unfortunately, there's no release date or really any other additional information. I'm assuming this is going to be on all the major platforms, at least with the higher end stuff. I don't see this game going on Switch unless they like dumb it down. You know, unfortunately, the Switch hardware is kind of a weaker system compared to, the newer Xbox and the PlayStations and the PCs. But yeah, let's see if there's any other additional information on the Steam page about this game. Light No Fire is a game about adventure, building, survival, and exploration together, set on a fantasy planet the size of Earth. It brings the depth of a role-playing game to the freedom of a survival sandbox. So I'm a big fan of survival games, sandboxes, even though I'm a monster taming channel. This game, if it's anything like No Man's Sky, it does have monster taming in it, which is why I'm covering it. But it's very possible they might not have any monster taming in it. But from looking at the videos and the screenshots I've seen so far, I see a lot of creatures and monsters that you're mounting and flying and riding on. So there's got to be some type of aspect of catching monsters. But yeah, obviously, if there's any additional information, I'll update you guys in the future video. So the next section is a multiplayer Earth. Carve a life together, meet players from across the globe, build a life, explore and survive together, construct persistent buildings and communities, or strike out alone to discover the world for others. A procedural Earth, a truly open world with no boundaries at a scale never attempted before. A massively varied and dense planet filled with immersive biomes, unique enemies, and valuable resources to discover. A fantasy Earth, Light No Fire presents you with an ancient Earth to uncover. One where you're not the hero, thick with lore, mystery, and a constant fight for survival, inspired by the adventure, charm, and imagination that we love from classic fantasy. So that kind of caught me off guard here. One where you're not the hero. So I like this weird, I get this weird sensation, from looking at this, is like, can this possibly be a prequel or maybe a sequel to No Man's Sky? Because the aesthetics of the game, I could see them being able to get away with this being a prequel or even a sequel. I wonder if the story or the lore of this game has anything to do to tie in with No Man's Sky. That would be a really good integration if they're able to do that. So this last section here is an unexplored Earth. Every mountain can be climbed, and below them lie endless vistas. If people aren't familiar with the word vistas, it's like Spanish for views. So basically, pretty views. oceans, and continents, perhaps no others have seen. Who will climb the tallest mountains? Who will find the deepest sea? Set sail across vast oceans and rivers? Ride wild beasts. See, this is where I think there is some monster taming in this game. Ride wild beasts through fantastical landscapes. Fly dragons over undiscovered landscapes. So it's definitely like, it was definitely a soft launch. Like, it wasn't, that's why I still have the, like, I'm like suspecting that this game is still under heavy development. At this point, I'm starting to think the game is probably going to be releasing in 2025, or even possibly, honestly, I got a gut feeling this is going to be 2026. But obviously, guys, if there's more information, I will update you guys in the in future videos. But yeah, let's dive into this trailer. But I do gotta warn you guys. Unfortunately, the music used in the trailer, in the original trailer, is pretty much getting me copyrighted here. So I did replace the audio with another track, but I will put the original trailer down in the description down below. So if you want to hear it in its original state, and if you got a 4K monitor and you're able to watch 4K, you might want to go directly to the trailer as well, because this trailer is freaking beautiful in 4K. But yeah, let's dive into this. I'm going to end the video here, guys, but yeah, let me know down below if you guys are excited about Lightnofire. It's definitely a unique name. At this point, Hello Games has earned my trust, even though they've had some, some really rough launch, with No Man's Sky, but they have been, I will say, one of the few indie, few studios that just, they didn't let themselves go down and just bury themselves. They came back, and honestly, No Man's Sky is a pretty solid game. And with this game being very similar to No Man's Sky, and potentially it might be a prequel or even a sequel, or they might somehow have like story and lore tied. It's really hard to say, but this game really got me excited. I definitely have already wishlisted, and if there is additional information or any new news about this game, I will let you guys know in a future video. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.